Pixar had a big success with Toy Story 3 and had a huge dropout with Cars 2. But now we have a new film from Pixar, Brave, and this is the first for quite a lot for Pixar. First off, it's the first period piece that they've done, so it's based in ancient Scotland times, around that sort of roughly around the Highlands. Secondly, it's the first time to have a female protagonist, and of all things she actually is quite good with a bow. And thirdly, the princess is in the lineup of all sort of the Disney princesses, which is sort of quite a first. But does that mean this film's going to be good, or is it going to be the same as Cars 2? Well, the story follows Merida, who is to be honest is a tomboy. Like, she doesn't really want to be a princess, she just wants to be like sort of everyone else, but her mother's making her being a princess and forcing her to do things. She'd rather be out spending time in the wild with her bow and a horse, which to be honest her horse is badass. But throughout the film, like, these clans come together to sort of win her over, then her and her mother get into a big fight, and this of course leads up to the events in where she meets this sort of witch, and she has to sort of change like sort of her fate. She gets that, but not the way that she wanted to. And this is where the film actually changes from that point on. But firstly, let's talk about Merida. Merida was awesome throughout the whole film. Like, she really shines in this film. Like I was saying, right, she's killer with a bow, and the first like opening scenes, like when it's sort of, like when they sort of introduce like the titles, or you see her, you see her what she does with the bow and that while she's riding on a horse, and it's like, that's pretty damn awesome. And she's probably one with like the wild. You know, she can survive probably out in the wild without the luxury of like being a princess. And I like what Pixar have done with her hair. This is total Pixar though. Like, they love to do a big challenge, and that with the curls in her hair, I think that was actually really cool. I like the mother. The mother just reminds me of like most mothers. You know, they want to be the best for their kids, and I feel as though there's a good sort of connection with the two at the sort of during the film. But I think Merida's dad was pretty badass, and is voiced by Bill Connolly. So it was just funny though, you don't really get hear like a lot of jokes from him because it's what he's sort of good at. But his acting was pretty good, and he didn't really have much to do throughout the whole film. Merida's wee brothers though, they're actually like pretty funny. Like, they get up to a lot of shenanigans, and I think it's pretty cool. And like I was saying, her horse Angus is pretty badass. I mean, her horse will kind of rival like Epona from Legend of Zelda, and probably quite a couple of others, but it has that kind of Legend of Zelda feel, you know. She sort of breaks away and like into wild, and you see these kind of like these sort of spirit sort of things, and they kind of just remind me of Navi. Like, they're always kind of there, quite annoying as well. But like I was saying, like when I was telling about the story of the film, it does kind of change, and I think this is where it drops its rating. Like, I haven't got nothing wrong with it, but I just feel as though it just got a bit too dark and a bit too scary at, you know, at a certain point. Like, I mean, you don't really see it coming, it just happens, and that is kind of like... Also, the film is pretty funny, so that kind of balances itself out. I think a lot of tourists are actually going to go and see like where the film was taking place, but I do give props to Pixar though for braving on a sort of a period piece and actually doing quite well with it. How well? Well, I'm actually going to give the film a 8 out of 10. I think this is actually now the best sort of kids film I've seen this year so far, and I probably will buy this on Blu-ray, maybe not when it comes out, but probably a week or so after.